Hey, SongTown, I'm Clay Mills here with Marty, Dodson. We've got three things that you need to stop doing if you want to write better songs.
Just three.
Three, that's it. Stop it.
Number one is stop chasing every trend.
Yes.
You know,
Oh,
I
thank
saw
you.
this a lot when bro country came out, and everybody was trying to write like a Florida Georgia Line song, and that worked well for a handful of people. For most of the people, it felt like they were copying what was going on. So I think you have to just get in this mindset of like you're going to write your best songs if you're writing songs you love and are in the wheelhouse of what you do the best. And so it's important to find out where the market is and how that fits into the market. But if you're just chasing every trend, you're not going to be happy and you're probably not going to write great songs. What would you add to that?
Yeah, I see that a lot in Songtown when people turn in songs for us to review. And it just sounds like the latest thing on the radio. And the problem is if you're writing what sounds like the radio now, and yes, in country music, there's still radio, and pop music, there's still radio. Every time I say the word radio, somebody goes, they don't even have radio. Yeah, they do, and it pays very well.
Yeah.
You might want
Yes,
to
it
write
does.
for radio. But when you're trying to chase the trends, whether you're talking radio or streaming, it's you're always behind what's going on. You're writing here. By the time your song gets recorded, everybody's over here.
Yeah.
So the goal is to write ahead of the trend. And I think the only way you can do that is by writing honestly, writing what you're good at, and trying to write with the best people around you. I always tell my master class every year in January, I say that learn from trends, but don't try to copy them.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is if you're listening to a song you like that's out and you hear a technique they're using, then incorporate that into your music. Like I remember one time there was this old country song that came on the radio. I like it, I love it. You remember that Tim McGraw song?
Yeah.
And it had this thing that was like, I like it, I love it. It was like the vocal, every time there was a snare hit, the vocal stopped. And so when there was no snare hit, the vocal came back in. So it was like the vocal was dancing off of this snare drum. So I'm going into my writing session, and that's my concept for the day, for the melody. I want to write something where the vocal is dancing around that snare drum, almost like they're part of the same rhythm. I like it, I love it. And I didn't write that song, but I took that concept. And so I think if you learn to start thinking of every day, I can take concepts, I can take techniques and tricks that people are doing and incorporate that into my vocabulary, I'm going to sound current after a while. I mean, you learn one new technique a week, that's 52 after a year. That's 104 after 2 years. It starts adding up.
It's math. It's going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a miracle I even could count that high. But you know what I mean? It's like, so if you're constantly learning, you're going to be speaking the language of your genre and you're going to be up to date. But you've got to go past, and I always like to think of it, you're not trying to write an artist song that they have out right now. You're trying to write their sequel. What's the next thing down the road that they could sing?
Yeah. And you weren't trying to write a song like I like it, I love it.
No.
You were taking that song and breaking it down to like what's something I can learn from that song.
Yes.
And then let me apply that in my own way. And I think that's the difference in chasing a trend and then taking something that's cool and popular and learning from it and incorporating that into your own work.
Yeah, and that's the pro mindset. Because I could have listened to that song and go, oh man, that's a cheesy song, and gotten nothing out of that experience. But every time I hear a song, my thought is not whether I like it or I love it.
Or you want some more of it?
That's not what I'm thinking. I'm going, is there something here that I can use and incorporate into my own writing? Like I heard John Mayer one time talk about how he said that he hears things and he thinks of himself as a corporation. So he hears a technique and he goes, oh, I'm going to acquire that company for my corporation. Here's another one. I'm going to acquire this. And then when he sits down to write, he's got all these tools, that he can work with for his corporation. And I think it's a great mindset is just always be a person that's looking for something positive out of the experience.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. Number 2 on our list, you need to stop leading with your head and not your heart. We see this a lot when we mentor and we critique songs, is that someone has written a song that technically is perfect.
Perfect. You can't find a flaw.
But there's just no heart in it. So sometimes we get so caught up in the rhyme scheme and our pronouns and all the different things that you and I teach and make people hear our voices in their head when they're writing. But you have to watch that you're not getting so caught up in all the techniques and all the details that you're leaving out the heart of why you're writing this song. You know, what caused you to want to express yourself in this way with this song idea, and you have to make sure that comes through to the listener. So
the emotion of it.
Yeah. So if you lead with your heart instead of your head, there might be little flaws in the song, but people are going to feel something when they hear it. And that's going to give you more success than just people going, wow, that's a really impressive rhyme scheme.
Yeah. And if your goal is perfection, well, AI can already do that. It'll write a good song every time. Not so much lyrics yet, but musically, it knows how to copy and just recreate something that's been done a million times that it knows works.
Yeah.
And so I think if your goal is perfection, or if your goal is just to have a good song at the end of the day, then I think a computer can do that. What we have is something deeper, is the why did we write this? How did we take human emotion and put that into a song? What did we just go through in our lives that we had to express, and we had to get these feelings out? That's what makes a powerful song, not being perfect.
Yeah, and on to our next point, you have to stop waiting on perfection. And that applies in a bunch of different ways, I think. One of those ways is I've heard people that say, I can't play this song for anybody yet. It's just not perfect yet. And a year later, I see them and like, have you played that song for anyone? No, it's still not right. And we have to sometimes just put ourselves out there, even if we know it's flawed, and get feedback on it and grow from it and learn from it, as opposed to just waiting on perfection to somehow, someday, we're going to get that song perfect. And then another way I see it coming out in people is that they're waiting on that perfect idea. They don't want to write a song until they have this idea that they think is perfect. And so they might cancel writing appointments and not go to the writing appointment because I just don't have anything great today. Instead of showing up and just doing the work and seeing what they can come up with.
Maybe your co-writer has a great idea.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're talking to your co-writer and out of that conversation, a great idea comes about.
Yeah. I've had people tell me too that, I don't want to co-write yet because I feel like I need to, get better before I can co-write. Well, when are you better enough to co-write?
And what better way to improve than co-writing, because you're learning from your co-writers.
Yeah.
I mean, just from sitting with somebody better at something than you are, you're going to learn. That's how when I got my first publishing deal and I got put in some rooms with some incredible writers, it became pretty apparent where I was deficient and where they were really good. And I had to, just that knowledge alone was valuable. It's like, I got to get better at that. And once you can see it crystal clear, if you're sitting in a room by yourself, you have no idea. You're telling yourself this is bad, or you're telling yourself this is great, but you haven't shown it to the world to get any kind of feedback.
Yeah. Yeah, I think perfectionism is a killer of creativity in almost every way. If you're waiting on perfection in any area, you're probably not going to put your songs out there. You're not going to finish a lot of songs. You're not going to work with people that you're afraid it won't be the perfect combination for the co-write. I've had songs that came out amazing that I went into the day going, I'm not sure about this combo we've got today, if we've got the right skill set to pull off something great. And I get in there and we do the work, and it blows us away, you know? And so I think just the idea of, stop thinking perfection is possible and just give yourself permission to do the work anyway, whether or not it's going to be perfect or great every time.
Yeah.
And I'll add one thing to our list. We didn't have this on our list, so I'm surprising Clay with this one. I think stop complaining is a key to writing better songs.
I hate it when you do this. You just spring stuff up on me.
I know. But, I think...
Complain.
Yeah, you're complaining about it.
Yes, now you get it.
I think if you want to write better songs, one of the keys is to have a positive attitude. And so complaining about the business or how difficult something is, all those things that we could complain about. Each of us have a million things every single day we could complain about. It's too hot. It's too humid.
Yeah.
It's too sunny. It's too cloudy.
I could complain right now that my next door neighbor's got a saw going, and I'm either going to be able to noise gate that out, or you're just going to hear like
the saw. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you appreciate the content, hit the subscribe button and help us grow. Shout out to Sweetwater Music. It's where Marty and I get all our musical gear. Great people. We'll see you guys around town. Right on.